What is up, guys? It is me, Medic. Medic plays Pokemon with yet another theme deck video. I know theme decks not what a lot of people like, but I love the theme decks. I mean, I like booster packs and stuff, but I like theme decks. My daughter and I play a lot of the theme decks, and I'm always going to be a sucker for theme decks. So this is the newest theme decks that are out right now. Came out with just before the release of the Shining Fates booster packs and boxes and tins and all that. So this is the most current of any type of decks that you're going to get. And I don't know anything about this. I just know that you can either buy just the Blastoise or just the Venusaur, or you can get this kit that is both of them for pretty much the same price as if you were going to get them separately, except this box comes, I believe, with some extra stuff in it. Let's flip it around real quick. It tells us both of the deck listing, but then also if we zoom in on here real quick, it says that we've got the two decks. See if I can fix my camera. Oh no, I don't think my camera's working. Maybe I'm too close. Let me do that. How about this? There we go. That's nice. So we got the two decks. What is it? There's actually 8 additional cards, 2 foil cards, the 2 metallic coins, so probably both that you would get with each deck if you bought them separately. Obviously the deck boxes, the strategies that comes with these types of decks, as we've seen in the past. It kind of explains new cards or how to play the combos or some stuff like that, you know. This comes with it's both play mats that you would get with each deck. 6 reference cards, which again, you probably get 3 in each deck. So they're probably just the same decks shoved in the same box. Except I think the difference between this and the getting just the decks is that maybe it comes with those extra 8 cards. Maybe those don't come with the other ones. I'm not sure. We'll go in and we'll take a look, because we'll know what actually the additional cards included would be these 8 here. So maybe this is the only difference versus just buying the separate decks. I'm not totally sure though. But I wanted to get this one because I wanted both decks, and it was pretty much the same price. So I knew if I got them both, I was getting everything. I'm trying to see the best way to open it. Let's open it from this side right here. Also, I'm recording this pretty much like the day after I just recorded those 2 Elite Battle boxes from the Shining Fates. So this video, for my perspective, won't come out for about 3 weeks. So I have no responses to give to you guys about your comments. I'm hoping that you guys like the videos and that you guys have been leaving some comments. I'm trying not to destroy this box. I guess it's not really a big deal if I kind of destroy it, because I'm not going to save it. I never save these anyway, so... Oh my god, I think I just cut my finger. Oh, Jesus. I just got a paper cut on my finger. Alright, not a big deal. We'll move on. Alright, let's do this, do that. See how many of you guys cringed when I got that paper cut. Alright, anything in there? Nothing in there. Let me look at my finger real quick. It's bleeding a little bit. Well, hopefully won't affect the video. I can't believe I ran my finger down that cardboard. All right, so it looks like this is probably, my guess is what would come in each side, each types of those boxes. Maybe they just shove them in together. So maybe, actually no, that's the extra pack there. So maybe I'll go online and see if there's any difference. So let's open up the Venusaur. Because I do think that this box, you get those extra cards that you don't get in the other one. So nice little Venusaur oversized coin, which is pretty cool. It's plastic, you know, but it still looks pretty neat. Put that right there. Pull this out. Pull this out. Let's just do all this. Set that on the side. Here is I'm going to keep the code card for myself, because the theme decks, I play these online and I really like them. These are just those, you know, quick reminder stuff, which I do like to have those every once in a while when I'm playing the game with my daughter. We kind of forget certain ways to, you know, which ways to turn the cards on particular things, because a lot of the decks we play with, they don't, a lot of the newer ones we've got don't have like the burn effects and stuff. So that's a cool little poster on one side, and then it should be the, Venusaur playmat on the other side. So we noticed in the last theme decks that came out, instead of giving the entire full mat, they're splitting the mats now. So if you want the whole mat, you have to buy both decks, which I think is pretty cool. This is just the rule book, which this deck I do not believe is very complicated. It said it was level 1. What's this? Probably just our card list, I believe. This was the this was just the list of, not really the list, but the maybe explaining the play style of this particular deck. So I'm not going to read that to you because we're going to go through the cards and see if we can figure it out ourselves. Here is some just cardboard damage counter things, which at this point we're actually getting a good collection of our own dice type damage counters. So let me pull this open. Let's take a look at this. So I believe this is what's special about this box. I don't think you get these cards if you were to buy just a single deck, because these are all together. So again, code card, sorry, is going to be mine. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And it looks like we're going to get a hollow boss's orders, another hollow boss's orders, a regular quick ball. Is it Marnie? Is it? Should be 2 of those. Turbo patch and another turbo patch. So since there's 2 of each, maybe these do come with the decks. I'm not sure. I didn't look ahead to see exactly what the difference was. I just knew that I wanted both decks because my daughter and I play the decks. So I didn't really look into what exactly was included with the other one. So maybe during video editing, maybe I'll let you guys know precisely what might be different about this. Maybe they are the same. Maybe it's just a slight price savings, because I do think it was a few dollars savings to get the kit together. This is a really cool coin. I really like this color. So it's just Blastoise plastic, just like the other coin, but I think that blue looks really nice. It's a really nice blue that I like. Let me put that there. Going to be the same thing here. There's going to be a probably like a list of how to. Oh, this doesn't even have a back. We don't have one like this. Okay, so this is a different sheet. So this sheet's different than the other one, so it explains both decks maybe. So that's different. That wasn't included. Here's going to be the play mat. This should have our Blastoise on it because the other one had the Ivysaur on it. So there's Blastoise. Oh, slipped out of my hand. Oh no. I got like this weird crink in it. There we go. Try not to ruin it. So cool Blastoise on this side. And then the Ivysaur Blastoise poster on the other side. Looks pretty cool. We'll fold that up, set that on this side. Another rule book looks the same as the other rule book. Put that over there. This was that list thing. So we have both of them give us the list of, well, not really a list. It's the breakdown of kind of how to play these decks or how to play the particular deck it came with. So we ended up with an extra paperwork in here, which I think explains both decks. We'll go ahead and put this on the side, some more of the quick action stuff. And then here is the Blastoise deck. Here are my code cards. Again, code cards go on my online account. Now, if I ever get like duplicate decks of things, then I give you guys the codes. But when it comes to my first round of the decks, I keep them myself so that I can put them onto my online account because I like to play them. So let's go through the Venusaur one first. So let's zoom in, take a look at this real quick. So here is the Venusaur V that it comes with, which is really nice. Looks like heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, and it does 50 damage. That's pretty nice. Has 220 health, which is nice, and it's basic, so it can go right out, which is actually really nice. This Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself, but it does 190 damage. Has a retreat cost of 3. I think that's pretty cool, pretty nice. It says that it's a promo card at the bottom there, so it just shows the series numbers in its promo. So let's set this off on the side. Let's organize this deck, and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Got it all organized. Let's go through real quick some of the item cards that are in here. Just really quickly looking at it, looks like pretty standard item stuff. I did notice a couple new cards. So here's an incense so that we can evolve a Pokemon. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Just one of those. Flip coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active. Good way to move some stuff around if you need to. Couple of healing, which you don't normally see in a lot of these decks. That's neat. Couple of switching. Couple of the look at the top 7s and revealing a Pokemon, pulling that out. So not bad for some item cards. Quick look at some of our supporter cards. Pretty standard stuff. I did notice a couple of new ones in here. So we've got a couple of Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon or 2 basic energy cards. Just one of those. We've got draw 2 cards. If your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 2 more. So that's not too bad. 2 to 4 cards. Some draw 3 cards, 4 of those. Some more Dans we've seen in the past deck. Draw 2 cards. Then rock, paper, scissors for a couple more cards. So a good way to really search your deck for some cards. And then a good way to place some energies on your bench Pokemon. So that's where you can build up some good energies on bench Pokemon. There was 18 energy cards. They were all grass. There was only 2 of them, but only 1 colorless Pokemon, which is basic. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then this attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that in 100 health. So that could do a good chunk of damage. Nothing too crazy. Now we are familiar with this guy, having played it in the Charizard deck from the last one, but these are slightly different. The retreat cost being just 1. And the wing attack being 30, but not being allowed to swap it. Now, on the last deck, you could actually do the attack. You could do U-turn. You do the attack and go back to your bench. So it does not have it on this guy. Now, let's see what the Evolve does. This Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself, but it does 120 damage. So very strong, but you can't swap, and I don't like that. But the retreat is still 0, which is nice. But you can't attack and bounce away, which on the last one, you could do 50 damage and go back to your bench. So not a fan of that not being there. Now let's look at the basic version of this real quick. Is that we've got Synthesis. Search your deck for a Leaf Energy or Grass Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. And then there's Razor Leaf, which does 50, and he's got 70 health, which is fairly nice. Now the Evolved version has 130 health, 50 damage for Razor Leaf, or 160 for Takedown, but the Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. So kind of a little kickback on that, but a good amount of damage. There's only 1 of this. Now the basic only does 10 damage with 60 health, but the Evolve goes heal all damage from one of your benched Pokemon. Not bad. And it only takes 1 energy. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. So really a good way to heal a Pokemon, but not much else, I think. Bite Together. If Durant is on your bench, this attack does 60 more damage. So you can do 90 damage, and there are 3 of these. So all you need to do is have 1. So if Durant is on your bench, so it doesn't say like for each one or anything, but as long as you got 1 more on your bench, you can do quite a bit more damage. And that's a basic Pokemon, which is nice. Wasn't there an Evolve from this? Nope, it was just a basic. So not bad then, not bad. There's 3 though, so that's pretty good. Heracross. Your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon, and it does 30 damage, so not terrible. Super Powered Horns for 110 with 130 health. This is actually, I could see myself having this one doing quite a bit of damage then. 3 energies, keep making them swap their bench, the Pokemon for bench Pokemon. You can really keep messing them up, making them go back and forth and kind of spreading out your damage, so not terrible. And then we were looking at this one earlier, see how this fits into our deck. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, and this Pokemon also does 30 damage itself, but it does a lot of damage, does 220 health, plus you've got a couple of those item cards that can kind of heal it up a little bit, and then you also have that other Pokemon we were looking at that would allow you to heal that one. Which one was it? Heal all damage from one of your benched Pokemon. It only takes 1 health to do that. So you could kind of pull one of those item cards, swap it, do the attack. As long as it can take 90 damage, you won't lose it, and it's a good way to reset the health of the Venusaur. Did I say Ivysaur earlier? I don't remember. Venusaur V. And that it's a basic, which is interesting that this is an evolved Pokemon. I should probably move over and be centered on my camera. It's an evolved version of a Pokemon, but it's a basic and a Venusaur V. So that's an interesting thing that they've been doing for a while, and I think I just finally kind of noticed that, but it's an interesting thing. Pretty neat. We will go ahead and box this up, and then let's pull open the other one. Let's organize the other deck, and we'll go through that one. All right, we are back. Let's take a peek real quick at the V, because I don't know if I even read this one earlier. So Water Gun does 30. Torrential Cannon does 200. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Torrential Cannon. So it's just every other turn, but it's a pretty solid amount of damage, so not bad. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the item cards first, which we've got one of these, which is put up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your hand. There's a evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. 2 of these, which is search your deck for up to 2 water energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So a good way to find some energy. Top 7 cards, reveal Pokemon, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and a couple of switching your Pokemon around cards. Pretty standard stuff for your items and whatnot. We'll move this over here. Over here for supporters, we've got search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 energy cards. Reveal them, put them in hand, only one of those. We've got draw 2 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 2 more cards. We've got 2 of those. We've got a bunch of hops to draw some 3s. We've got some Dans to get 2 to 4 cards. And then we got a couple of, is it BDs, I think, which is attach energy cards from your hand to a benched Pokemon. A good way to stack up some energy on some benched Pokemon while you're trying to get everything ready. Now, I skimmed through these, but I have not actually looked at them. So let's take a look at these cards. Now, a lot of these are going to seem very familiar to the Druidnod deck. So I'm interested on the playstyle of it, but I noticed a lot of similar cards as the Druidnod deck. But some of them are slightly different. So we got some of the Arcudas, which there was 2 of those, and just does 20 damage, 60 health, nothing crazy. But here is just one evolved for it, which gives you either 30 from Peck or Spiral Jet, which is 130. But you have to discard 2 energy cards from your hand. If you don't, this attack does nothing. So 2 cards from your hand. So you have to have energy cards loaded in your hand, which is interesting. Only one of those. There's 2 Wishy-Washis, which is used to basically just reset your hand. These Pokemon really don't do anything. But I did notice a couple of these, which Hammer-In does 50, and Dynamite Steam does 120, flip 2 coins. This attack does 120 damage for each heads. So this can be anywhere from 0 to 240 with 130 health on a basic Pokemon, but it takes 4 energies. So I can see where some of those supporter cards come in earlier for trying to really stack up some energy on it. We've seen this in the Druidnod deck before. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So this is different. I believe it was this one in the Druidnod deck. I could be wrong. I thought it was Cameron. I'm not sure. The one where it only did damage based off of how many Arcudas you discarded. And I think this was the same one. I'm not sure. But this one does 50 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So a way to kind of stealthily attack your opponent's bench if they're trying to sit there and load some cards for a while. They're just not getting what they need, and they got something stuck on the bench. Could be a good way to poke their bench. You'll remember Choodle from the Druidnod deck, but it's a little bit different. This one tackle 10, bite 30, so different artwork, but I think the attacks are the same. The Druidnod, on the other hand, is different, which this attack does 30 damage, 30 more damage for each star in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost, so 60 plus more, so it could be quite a bit more. And then you've got Jaw Lock. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. That does 130, but there is no ability on this. The Druidnod from the Druidnod deck, on the last theme deck, there was an ability for... actually, it was one of the attacks, was that, and it might have been Vice Bite, was that if you played Nessa, they were paralyzed at it, but it didn't do nearly as much damage. So this one could end up doing a lot more damage depending on what type of Pokemon your opponent has. This could do a lot of damage, actually, and you've got 2 Druidnods for that. But my daughter got a Druidnod in the new Shining Fates, and it had like Hardened Shell or something ability, so it took 30 less damage. So different Druidnod in these decks compared to what you get from the Shining Fates boosters as well. I did notice that this was new with a new, or new to me at least, and there's an evolve for this. So, and there's 4 of these. So I'm curious. I haven't read it. We're going to read it together. So Bite does 10, and there are 4 of these, and I find it's got to be important because there's 4 of those and 2 of these. So let's find out why. 110 for the health. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness or resistance, and it's only 1 energy. So originally I was reading that. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem that big of a deal, but no, it's 50 damage to their Pokemon and then 20 to a benched Pokemon, and this only takes 1 energy with 110 health. So, and there's 2 of them. So that's actually could be very good early game. Later into your particular game, your opponent gets something strong out, may not be that good, But early game, you could really mess up an opponent's bench if they're, if they are trying to load up their bench and they're just not getting the right stuff right away with only one energy. You could really mess up an opponent pretty good early game with those cards. So not bad. I feel like out of the two decks, I think the Blastoise deck, I feel like would be my favorite. I'd have to play them to find out, but I feel like the Blastoise deck might be my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and box these up. Thank you guys for chilling with me today. I just wanted to go through these real quick, kind of show you the cards, talk about the playstyle that I think would work for these cards. I'm going to load up those code cards on my online account so that I can play these decks a little bit and check them out. I'm also going to ask my daughter if she wants to go play some Pokemon now, because this has been sitting on my table for probably at least since last week, and she's been wanting to play. But I told her I got to get these recorded so that I can unbox it for you guys. And then once they're unboxed, we can play as much as we want. So now that they're unboxed, now we can play. I know she wants to play, and I can't wait to play these with her. So thank you guys very much for being here. Words are hard. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really enjoy doing these videos with you guys, and I look forward to doing more videos in the future. So thank you guys for your time. I will see you guys next week.